Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Since coming to the fore as a replacement for a Reggae Sunsplash in 1993, Reggae Sumfest has always used the biggest stars of the time to be the closing acts on the various nights of the annual music festival. While Montego Bay has had many homegrown talents performing on Reggae Sumfest, before 2009, the city has never had an artist with the caliber to perform the closing duties slot. In fact, to be brutally frank, the artists from Montego Bay who have performed at Sumfest over the years have basically been used as fillers, occupying the early slots when very few persons are in the venue, and those who are on the inside are busily seeking out decent vantage points to see the big stars when they arrive. During those times, the scope for exposure is very limited. However, the limited scope for exposure for Montego Bay-based artists came to an abrupt end in 2009, when the city had the enviable distinction of producing both the penultimate and the closing act. The artist who will go down in history as the first Montegonian to close a major night of Reggae Sumfest is the vocally potent son of flanker, Sicator Jah Cure Alcock, while the person who performed immediately before him was none other than Mama Aita's daughter, Queen Ifrika. Jah Cure, whose freedom from a 6 years prison sentence in July 2007 came too late for him to perform on the festival that year, showed up in fine fettle in 2008 and gave a blistering performance which many believe won him the closing slot for 2009. Queen Ifrika, who also performed in 2008, gave a blistering display, and it is believed that she too won her penultimate slot on account of her performance. What made giving the closing slots to Queen Ifrika and Jah Cure on what was International Night 1 so interesting was the fact that that night featured a number of high-profile stars. The list of stars included the American singer-rapper Flo Rida, Jamaica's own superstar Beres Hammond, Barrington Levy, and Tarrus Riley. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that memorable occasion when Queen Ifrika and Jah Cure made Montego Bay proud by earning both the penultimate and the ultimate slot on a major night of a festival, which is a Montego Bay staple. The revisit comes from a story I wrote for The Gleaner, which was published on July 26, 2009, under the headline Jah Cure and Queen Ifrika Sizzle at Sumfest. On a night when sexy flavored R&B challenged roots rock reggae for supremacy at the Catching All Entertainment Center in Montego Bay, the Western city's two emerging superstars, Queen Ifrika and Jah Cure, stole the spotlight with awesome sets on Friday night's International Night 1 at Reggae Sumfest, with international superstars Neo, Jasmine Sullivan, and Kerry Hilson throwing down the gauntlet in their earlier segments with their mixture of R&B and pop. The lyrical Queen Ifrika and the potent Jah Cure, who were the penultimate and closing acts respectively, responded like champions for reggae. After watching Queen Ifrika all but bringing down the house in a performance spiced masterly with songs like Daddy, Keep It To Yourself, Lioness on the Rise, and her Man in the Mirror tribute to the late Michael Jackson, a confident Jah Cure went deep into his catalogue and left no doubt that he is arguably reggae's premier star. It was Jah Cure at his authoritative best, as he spared none of his hits in lifting the fans into a joyous frenzy. Songs like Good Morning Jah, Sticky Out There, Run Come Love Me, done in combination with DJ Jamason, Great Men, done with Sing J Fantan Moja, Free with singer Geronimo, Call on Me with female singer Felicia were all exceptional. So as to leave very little doubt as to why promoters are crawling over each other to sign him, Jah Cure showed that, like the greats before him, he He has mastered the skill of holding and keeping the fans in tune with superb offering of songs such as Reflection, Freedom, and Longing For. Prior to the coming of Queen Ifrika and Jah Cure, R&B star Neo delivered a sizzling set rich in instruments, showmanship, and stagecraft. The fans had an absolute ball as he skillfully reloved songs like Mad, Miss Independent, Go On Girl, and Why Does She Stay, which had the venue rocking with piercing screams from the ladies. Neo further endeared himself to the ladies as he gyrated sensuously at times and then later stripped off his shirt to reveal well-toned abs. He was risky in allowing a few daring ladies to grow up his private parts. He had the crowd reaching up to cloud nine with his naughty jigs to Spice and Vibes Cartel's controversial Ramping Chop. The incredibly sexy Kerry Hilson, who performed on tracks, was a dynamite, along with her 2 male and 2 female dancers, who like her were clad in ominous black. They lit up the stage with their thought-provoking moves, which complemented songs like Turn Me On, Energy, Runaway, and Take Me As I Am. Jasmine Sullivan, whose set was fairly short, still proved quite a trip for the younger fans, who all but became her choir, matching her vocally on songs such as Bust Your Windows, Hard Breakup, Lion and Tigers and Beer, and If I Could. Her energy level was also exceptional as she glided around the stage regularly with relative ease. Prior to the exploits of the R&B stars, the awesome power of reggae music was brilliantly demonstrated, to the absolute delight of the fans, by veteran singer Coco T. In a set that was all but flawless, he was like a 5-star general taking charge with a performance that evoked memories of the more prominent reggae legends. It was a case of hits following hits as Coco T belted out Babylon Throne, Down in Montego Bay, Good Life, Crying Time, and She Loves Me Now, as he delivered generously from his own catalogue and spiced it off with Heal the World from Michael Jackson's collection and One Drop from Bob Marley's vault. Loot and Fire also came away with very high marks, demonstrating why he is highly revered in Europe, with a classy delivery of St. Diego de la Vega, Mightier Than Before, Bloodstain, Informer, and Save the Juvenile, which were all greeted with roars of approval from the fans. The German show band, the Dub Tonic Crew, evoked memories of fellow European groups Steel Pulse and Aswad, with their roots-flavored vocals, which was complemented by rich instrumentals, creating a kind of dub session. Their musical interpretation of reggae classics such as Black Uhuru, Shiny Eye Gal was quite pleasing. Morgan Heritage was not as smooth as in former times, as the group worked together and then did solo beats through Peter, Grams and Mr. Moja. Only a fan starving for a Morgan Heritage performance would be thrilled by what they delivered. Ezran and Raspenko, who were among the early performers, rose to the occasion and left no doubt that they will be among the stars of the not too distant future. Ezran was sizzling on It's Been a While, Woman I Love, and Born by the River, while Raspenko was in cruise control with 1,000 Miles Away and Jungle Out There. While it was a memorable night all round, what made it most unforgettable was the performances of Jah Cure and Queen Ifrika. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Frita. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.